Now, I want you to take a moment to think. When I say the word apple, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Feel free to put in the chat or just think for yourself. When I say the word apple, what comes to your mind? Well, in my coaching sessions, these are some of the things that I've heard. Fruit, someone put in the thing, fruit. So I've heard fruit, I've heard orange, red, green, bite, yuck, snack, allergic, tree, juice, pie, Steve Jobs, Snow White. I've heard all of these things when I've asked people to tell me the first thing that comes to their mind. Just a wide range of possibilities. Mac, absolutely. Just a wide range of possibilities when we think about it. I'm going to add Mac to the list because I'm growing my list, and every time I hear something different, I add to it as well because I just think it's interesting, right? In which we all, the associations we make when we think about the word apple. So if my intention was for you to think of fruit, or my intention was for you to think of Mac or Steve Jobs, right? I would have been spot on if you responded fruit when I wanted you to think of fruit, or Mac when I wanted you to think of Mac, or anything based on what I wanted you to think of. And so what happens is that when we are afraid that our intention and our impact aren't aligned, right, it actually holds us back. We're afraid to say something. We lose confidence in our ability to do that. Because what if I say apple and someone says Mac and I meant them to think fruit? So I'm going to be afraid of saying something, and that's going to erode my confidence. And what we need to do is we need to understand and let go of the fact that we have complete control over our intention aligning with our impact. Ideally, absolutely, they're aligned. Having said that, we can say something and we may be off by this much, just a small amount, or we may be off by a large amount. What we can do is say, you know what? I know that if I'm in a room with 15 people and I say the word apple, I'm potentially going to get up to 15 different responses. So what we can do is be confident in the knowledge that when my intention and my impact aren't aligned, I can then communicate. And I can absolutely understand why you said the word fruit. And in this particular case, I was actually thinking of famous inventors. Or if I had a picture of a bunch of technology behind me, right, someone would have said the word Mac. If I had a picture of Steve Jobs behind me, someone might have said Steve Jobs. And so this is really trying to understand that we want to let go of the intention versus being aligned to the impact. Why is that? Because when we are afraid, we become non-assertive or complacent. And when we're overly confident, we may become aggressive. And with confidence, it allows us to be consistently more assertive about something. So just remember, we cannot always want the two things to be aligned. And we can find ways to be consistently more assertive by building our confidence.